took a stroll on the streets in their locality and returned home. But a shock awaited them there. Little did they know that it would be the last stroll of their lives. Some unidentified miscreants came to a couple's house, killed them and vanished in no time. Who was the couple who met a gory end? Let's find out in this News 9 crime special.
Garden City, which was once called Pensioners' Paradise, is no longer so. It is in fact tragic that the city once known by this name today ranks first when it comes to abuse of the elderly. A recent study on the state of the elderly in 9 cities conducted by an NGO revealed that as much as 44% of the elders in Bengaluru were abused compared to the national average of 22%. The alarming high count of elder abuse instances in the city, as recorded in the study, is only a partial reflection of the actual figure. This is a matter of great concern. It is the fear of more abuse that stops elders making their ordeal public. According to the report, it is only 1% of the elderly in Bengaluru who are willing to take any concrete action against the abuse. Here is one such story from Ramamurthy Nagar in Bengaluru that stands testimony to the increase in the number of attacks on elders. March 4th, 2014, Bhuvanagiri Nagar, Ramamurthy Nagar limits. It was on this day that a shocking incident took place at a house situated in the locality. It was around 8 p.m. when Chandrasekhar returned from work. All the lights were switched off. Chandrasekhar, who was surprised by this, turned on the lights and was shocked to see his father, Pattabi Ramanaidu, lying on the ground. Naidu was profusely bleeding from his nose, and this came as a shocker to Chandrasekhar. He immediately alerted his neighbors about the incident. Neighbors rushed to the spot to see what had happened to Naidu, but unfortunately by then, Naidu had already breathed his last. Chandrasekhar was taken aback by the incident. He immediately went into the room to find the telephone directory to inform the news to his relatives. But there, another shocker awaited him. His mother Indira was found dead in the room. Some miscreants had severely thrashed her head, due to which Indira started bleeding profusely.
Probably around, it has happened sometime from between 5:30 to 8. After their son returned home, he noticed that the father and mother, they were dead. And most probably they have been hit by some blunt object on their head, and they have died because of those injuries. Prima facie, it appears so.
Unable to withstand the pain, she breathed her last in a span of 10 minutes after the incident took place. Chandrasekhar could not digest the fact that his parents were killed by some miscreants. Hence, he immediately rushed to Ramamurthy Nagar police station and narrated the incident to the cops.
A case of murder of an elderly couple, one Pattabi Ramanaidu, aged around 75 years, and his wife, Mrs. Indira, aged around 65 years, residing in OMBR layout of Ramamurthy Nagar police station limits, has been reported this evening. Upon receipt of this information, all concerned police officials, including our senior police officer, Additional Commissioner Law and Order, Additional Commissioner Crime, each one of us have visited the scene of offence. Expert teams have been pressed into action. Canine squad, fingerprint and FSL scene of offence experts have come and they are doing their job. All available evidences at the scene of offence have been collected, and we are collating the evidence available. For further analysis, the dead bodies have been sent for post-mortem analysis by forensic experts. The investigation has already begun in the right earnest. We have formed 3 important teams under 3 ACPs with about 8 inspectors. And the teams have already started working on various dimensions that have emerged out of the clues at the scene of offence. We will follow up this case as a top priority case, and we'll do our level best to unearth the case at the earliest. Deceased Mr. Pattabhirama Naidu was an employee of Government of India earlier. He has retired and he was leading a retired life now. We are yet to ascertain his designation, his qualification, entire details. We are told he was working for Government of India. We will ascertain all connected details and we'll work on that.
Inspector Ramesh, who heard the entire story, was shocked. He, along with other police officials, immediately rushed to Chandrasekhar's house. As soon as the cops saw the dead body, they confirmed that it was a case of murder. The miscreants had ransacked the house and had made away with all the jewelry. It was a case of murder for gain. Soon after the news of murder was confirmed, Inspector Ramesh passed the information to DCP Harsha and ACP Siddhappa. Senior police officials along with the dog squad and forensic experts rushed to the spot and teams began investigating. A case of double murder was registered and investigations began right away. Teams were formed to nab the murderers. Ramamurthy Nagar Police Station Inspector Ramamurthy was also part of the team. The dead bodies were then sent to post-mortem. The reports later revealed that the people suffered multiple fractures and that the murder took place at around 6 p.m. in the evening.
Both of them are senior citizens. Pattabhirama Naidu was 75 years, and Indrama was 69 years old. And Pattabhirama Naidu was a scientist. He's a retired scientist, and we have taken up the case. We are investigating into it, and all the senior officers are here. DCP East is right now here with me, and Additional Commissioner Crime is also here, and we are forming a number of teams to look into the case. All the ACPs of East Division as well as 7-8 inspectors are here right now, and we are taking up this investigation as a challenge. Let us see. We have to see. It's a very initial stage. I can't comment on anything. We are looking into all aspects. We will make all efforts to detect the case.
The miscreants had stolen jewelry, cash and a two-wheeler from Naidu's house. Hence the cops assumed that the murderers were someone known to the couple and began investigating in the same angle. When the cops inquired with the housemaid about the murder, she told the cops that she had last spotted Naidu speaking to 2 youths from the same locality. It seemed to the maid as though the youths were well known to Naidu. During investigations, the cops also suspected the role of Chandrasekhar's wife behind the murder. The reason for this that Chandrasekhar's wife had recently fought with her in-laws and lived separately. She had also registered a case of dowry harassment against the family members. When the cops subjected her to interrogation, nothing was revealed. Their next suspect was a carpenter by the name Bhaskar. Bhaskar regularly visited Naidu and was a family friend. The cops suspected him in the case following a statement given by him to the cops during preliminary investigations. When the cops traced down the tower location, they learned that Bhaskar lived in the same locality on the day of murder. Bhaskar was then summoned and was subjected to interrogation, but the cops found nothing. The murderers had left no clue about their whereabouts, and this turned a big headache for the cops. The cops then did a technical investigation and went through the phone calls received on Naidu's number in week before the murder. During this, their suspicion grew on one number. When the cops traced the current location of the number, they learned that the number operated at Banashankari from the past few months. But on that fateful day, the number was traced very close to Naidu's house.